The last stop, Episode.3, Signals in the Static. The Midwest was quiet now. Tracks lay empty. Fields stretched in endless brown and gray, and towns whispered rumors of the Northland Express. Yet for Agent Henry Caldwell, quiet meant nothing. The train hadn't vanished by accident. Something deliberate had happened, and every clue pointed to patterns hidden in static, invisible to those who weren't paying attention. Henry sat in the field office, surrounded by radios, oscilloscopes, and stacks of passenger logs. The tall man with the briefcase, Subject X, was still missing. The witnesses' memories were fractured, inconsistent. But when Henry analyzed the recovered intercom recordings from the night of the disappearance, he noticed something unusual. Beneath the static, faint, rhythmic signals repeated at irregular intervals. Scene 1, the static pattern. Henry played the recording again, leaning forward, eyes scanning the screen. The static hissed, crackled, whispered, and then, faintly, almost subliminally, a series of numbers emerged. A pulse buried beneath the noise. "It's not random. It's a code," he muttered. He cross-referenced it with passenger manifests, rail schedules, even meteorological data. The pattern repeated across all anomalies. Each passenger, each displacement, each time marker corresponded to the signals. Someone or something was mapping events in a language Henry didn't yet understand. Scene 2, the informant. A tip led Henry to an abandoned farmhouse near the original tracks. There, an elderly man claimed to have seen the train during the night of its disappearance. "It wasn't a train," he said, voice trembling. "It was light, sound, it moved through the fields. I tried to follow, but my legs wouldn't. It wasn't time anymore." Henry listened carefully. The man's description aligned with the signals. The Northland Express wasn't just missing. It had entered a zone where sound, light, and perception intertwined, leaving the normal world behind. Scene 3, technical investigation. Back in the office, Henry and a small team attempted to replicate the phenomenon. Oscilloscopes, old radios, and experimental circuitry filled the room. When the static recordings were amplified, the room itself seemed to vibrate. A low hum resonated in the walls, almost imperceptible, almost sentient. A faint voice emerged from the static, garbled at first, then clear. "Follow. The coordinates. It waits." Henry wrote it down, heart pounding. Each repetition, each cycle added to a map, a hidden topography embedded in sound waves. He realized the train's path, the passengers' displacements, and Subject X's movements were encoded in the same invisible lattice. Scene 4, the mysterious cabin. Following the coordinates, Henry discovered another cabin, this one equipped with radios, tapes, and strange devices that monitored the airwaves. Patterns from the previous recordings matched signals on these machines. A cryptic note on the wall read, "Perception is measured. Memory is optional." It was the first concrete evidence of Project Veil, an experiment to manipulate reality, observation, and human cognition through sound and signal. Henry felt a shiver run down his spine. The train's disappearance was no accident. It was a controlled experiment, a demonstration of capabilities that defied conventional physics. Scene 5, confronting Subject X. Late that night, a signal came directly to Henry's radio. Static filled the room. Then, a voice unmistakable. "You're listening, Caldwell. You're part of it now." The tall man stepped from the shadows, briefcase in hand. Every movement deliberate, eyes cold and calculating. What is this?" Henry asked, trying to steady his voice. "It's not what it seems," Subject X replied. "The train, the passengers, they were the first trial. You see, perception is malleable. Memory is a canvas. The Northland Express is only the beginning." Henry realized that every step he had taken, every investigation, had been anticipated. The experiment extended beyond the train, beyond the passengers. It now included him. Scene 6, the cliffhanger. Static filled the room. Lights flickered. Outside, the world seemed to warp subtly, time, space, reality itself bending at the edges. Henry gripped the desk, trying to anchor himself. A final message crackled through the static, repeating slowly, "Follow the line, or vanish." like them. Henry's eyes widened. The signals weren't just patterns, they were instructions. Directions to a hidden endpoint, a last stop that promised answers, or annihilation. Somewhere, beyond the visible tracks and snowy fields, the Northland Express waited. And this time, Henry knew he would have to board it himself.